What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sam Aviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today, and today I have a very exciting model review for you all. Today I'm going to be taking a look here at the engine models 1-400 scale United Airlines Boeing 767-300ER in the Evo Blue livery. I hope all of you are excited for this today. I've been wanting to get one of these for such a long time, and NG did it at the exact right time. That Gemini jet's release got pretty rare, so this ends up working out really well. And again, I hope all of you are excited to take a look here at this amazing model. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. Here's the box. It's a little bit abnormal compared to NG's normal boxes. This is more of what I would expect from like Panda or somebody. But anyway, you get the United titles right here. Boeing 767-300ER. Here's the CGI. You have the actual Evo Blue tail back here as well. The registration is number 673 Uniform Alpha, and it's a 1-400 scale die-cast aircraft. You can just see here by the box, a little bit bigger than your standard narrow bodies, of course, but not quite as big as the Boeing 777 or so forth. So yeah, good looking box here. And yeah, really glad to have this. Now, obviously, this isn't my first NG 767, as I have the American 762 and I also have the Delta 763. So really excited to have this aircraft. Now, previously, NG did do the 764 for United in their Evo Blue livery, but this is the first time that they have done the 763. So have been really excited for this. You know, obviously, it's so awesome to get any sort of Evo Blue aircraft with how great the livery is, but obviously it just really stands out, and the 767 is a great aircraft for it. So again, very excited to have the model. Here it is. It's a really good one. NG did a spectacular job with all the elements, and overall I think it looks really nice. So we're not going to waste any further time. We have a really nice model to review here, so I'm just going to go ahead and get this camera situated, and loving the custom airport base. So yeah, this is all looking very nice. And yeah, definitely check out all the videos where these items first appeared, the base and the model. But nevertheless, we'll just go ahead and get into the aircraft. So here's the cockpit windows along with the nose cone right here. The NG does a great job on all their nose cones. The 767 is no exception to the principle. You have Connecting People United the World right here, and you also have the pitot tube, so all that's looking quite nice. You get the Star Alliance logo, and you got the nose landing gear and nose landing gear door. Both those look pretty sharp as well, so definitely happy to see the progression of those elements for sure. And then you get the L1 door right here and a couple more hazards and so forth. So all that's come together very nicely. It's looking pretty sharp. Now here's the actual fuselage. You can see it's a pretty standard United Airlines livery here. And then you got the tan color down here. So not too different from what we're used to here, just a different fuselage, of course. We've got several Evo Blue models here on this channel. Actually, I think every Evo Blue plane I've got has probably been reviewed at some point, which is pretty cool. So happy about that. You get the various panel details here as well. The beacon, and then you get the antenna right there. So all that looks very nice. I love the NG proportional antennas. It's so weird to go from seeing Gemini to an NG, and obviously that's not against Gemini, just the size proportions is certainly very noticeable. So you can't ever unsee it really. So anyway, that's looking pretty nice. Anyway, all that's looking very nice. You got the Polaris cabin up here, which is obviously United's premium product, so that's pretty cool. And then you got some premium economy seats before getting to economy plus and then economy. So that looks really nice. Let's go ahead and turn this a little bit so you can see the leading edge of the wing. That looks really nice. I think NG's always done a spectacular job regarding the actual detail here. So really good effort, and overall that's looking very nice regarding the wing root. So that's very cool. You got the slats there in the front, which are also looking quite nice. So happy to see that. And then you get the engines right there, which are looking pretty cool as well. You get the exhaust on there too. So all that came together very nicely, and overall is looking very sharp. Let's go ahead and take a look at that engine fan blade right there. Those are looking very nice. So overall, very good job here. NG's done a spectacular job on all their molds, and there's no exception here with the Boeing 767-300. One element that I do really want to note that is definitely a departure from other 767 molds is definitely the winglets. I would say that this is probably the biggest, at least visual perception deficiency that this mold has. While they're not horrible, I think they're a little bit off, and as bad as I hate to say it, unless if it's just a visual illusion that I've got so accustomed to, I would prefer the Gemini and other mold 767 winglets, as you know, I think they're a little bit better with the width particularly. These seem a little narrow to me. So that's the main differential factor. And then also I think the angle here, I could be wrong, but it just seems like it slopes way too fast. I think it needs to be more wide. And again, this could just simply be a byproduct of seeing the other 767s for so long, but at least the others do look better to my eyes. So let me know what you all think about that in the comments. That's definitely probably the biggest takeaway from this model. Otherwise, it is absolutely perfect, but I do want to note that winglet angle. It's definitely a huge factor there. I think they may have missed on that slightly, but anyway, you got the wing here with the speed brake detail along with the flaps, and then you get the emergency exit right there. So all that came together very nicely. So all that's looking very sharp. So no major complaints or discrepancies there. Now, it is worth noting that the first emergency exit door is not outlined very well, and I think it's not supposed to, but it very well could. So I don't know if it's just me that's seen that. Never mind. Sorry, this is this is a 300. My bad. It's only supposed to have one. My bad. It's been a while. So yeah, not used to seeing these 767s as often. Wait, time out. No, it's supposed to have two, isn't it? Yeah, it's supposed to have two. What am I saying? I can't even think today. Yeah, it's supposed to have two, but I guess the outline is supposed to be much darker. What am I saying? I'm thinking of the 737-700. That's not even the plane for this. What the heck? So my apologies, everybody. I was doing an aircraft identification guide, and there was so many aircraft with just the one emergency exit door. So what am I thinking? But anyway, nice goof moment for today's video. But anyway, you got that Wi-Fi box there, which looks really nice. And obviously the rest of the aircraft's pretty simple back here. There's not any other major factors or so forth. So obviously you got that into consideration. You get the back antenna and you get the registration, which November is 673 Uniform Alpha. So that's looking quite nice there as well. You got a couple of panel details back there, and then you get the L2 door. And then that takes us on to the tail, where you get the Evo Blue, which looks really nice. So they did a great job on the color, and they definitely got it very, very nicely. So that's absolutely awesome. And overall, I think they did a really good job. So happy to see that at the APU, the horizontal stabilizers, and all the other applicable features. So all that's looking very nice, and definitely happy to see all that going very strong. So take a look there where the cheat line comes up and over the APU. That's another cool element of it. Not every cheat line does that. So definitely got to note it here for United's Evo Blue 767. So that's definitely looking very sharp. And I'll get this board leveled for the next couple updates after the Vietnam 787, I promise. I forgot to put it under the weight while I was gone this week, so that's completely on me. But the right side of the aircraft looks very nice as well. Not any major differences besides that first cargo door, which you can see between the D and the T. So very cool to see that there. And then the back here, it's a much smaller one, and this is located essentially under the UA on the registration for the left, and then for the right, it nearly goes to the Wi-Fi box. Nice look right there. And yeah, just a couple of different angles of this beautiful aircraft, because it is really nice. So definitely want to give some different vantage points and so forth to it. So that's looking quite nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at the top of the aircraft. No major discrepancies or differences, but it looks really nice. Again, the wing really stands out on the root piece, and the engines look really nice. The winglets, you obviously can see that those are appear to be a little goof, but overall pretty good. Stand hole looks really nice, and definitely gonna have to buy their stands now that those just got released. So excited about that. And you got the air inlets as well, so that's pretty cool. So all this looks very nice, and definitely another spot on aircraft here to say the least. So yeah, it's models like this that definitely make me think it's like when NG's on, they are on, and they do a really good job. And obviously the last several years of NG, the last year particularly, has been frustrating with all the duplicates and other aspects that are just so frustrating. But you know, when you have aircraft like this, it's tough to ever really want to move away from NG. They've done a phenomenal job regarding their hard product. Obviously their release choices and decision making and so forth leaves plenty to be desired, but at the end of the day, there's so much to say for the hard product, and when they do a great job, they do a great job, and this model certainly falls in line with that. Now, definitely give Gemini and other companies credit for picking up the pace, especially Gemini, from where they were to where they are now. But obviously, you know, at the end of the day, there's so many different manufacturers and so many different opportunities to get these different aircraft. So obviously, at some point, it might come down to personal preference. But I do have to say, for this particular aircraft, they did a fantastic job. I really hope all of you enjoyed this review today. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and let me know if you got this one, or if you don't have this one, if you have a United 767 or other equivalent aircraft, and what you think. But nevertheless, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do eat well and love you do. My name is CM Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon, as CM Aviation is signing off.